Hello, Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 10. Her presence lit up the stage before she ever said a word. One colleague once remarked about Tina Elg. A sentiment echoed across decades, from European ballet halls to Broadway and Hollywood. Tina Elg, the celebrated Finnish-American actress and dancer, has passed away at the age of 95. She died peacefully after a brief illness, closing a remarkable chapter in the world of performing arts. Born in Helsinki and raised in Turku, Tina's path began with music and movement. The daughter of a pianist mother and music-loving father, she first captivated audiences as a young dancer with the Finnish National Ballet. Film quickly followed, with her appearing on screen in Finland by the age of 10. Her talent soon reached international stages. Dancing with companies like Sadler's Wells and the Grand Ballet du Marquis de Cuevas, she became known for her grace and expressive style. After an injury redirected her course, MGM spotted her in London and signed her to a 7-year contract. What could have been a setback became the spark of a new calling. She made her American film debut in The Prodigal, but it was her Golden Globe-winning performances in Gabby and Less Girls that set her apart. Acting alongside Gene Kelly under George Cukor's direction, she brought a fresh sophistication to the dance musical genre. Less Girls soared, and so did her career. From glamorous Hollywood sets, she transitioned to Broadway with equal brilliance. She took the stage in West Side Story, The Sound of Music, and A Little Night Music. Her role in Where's Charlie earned her a Tony nomination. Later, she brought her poise to television, notably as Olympia Buchanan on One Life to Live. Honored with the Order of the Lion of Finland, Tina remained a beloved figure at home and abroad. Admirers describe her as elegant, kind, and quietly trailblazing. Not just a performer, but a bridge between cultures and generations. Her son, composer Raoul Bjerkenheim, carries forward her love of the arts. Through him, through her unforgettable performances and in the hearts of fans everywhere, her legacy lives on. Tributes to Tina Elg. Number 9.
Writer and guitarist and a good friend of ours, Rick Derringer!
Rock and roll, hoochie coo. With that unforgettable shout, Rick Derringer cemented his place in music history. A blazing guitar riff, a voice full of swagger, a sound that echoed through generations. Rick Derringer's journey began in a small Ohio town, where he picked up a guitar at 9 years old and never looked back. His first taste of fame came young, leading the McCoys to a #1 hit with Hang On Sloopy. That single didn't just top charts, it knocked the Beatles from the throne. He was only getting started. With Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo, Rick introduced his high-voltage solo work. Fans around the world turned up the volume and never forgot the name. But his legacy didn't stop at performance. He was behind the scenes, shaping the soundtracks of an era. Rick collaborated with rock pioneers Johnny and Edgar Winter, producing music that smashed boundaries and topped charts. His skill in the studio was just as sharp as on stage. From Steely Dan to Cyndi Lauper to Weird Al Yankovic, Rick's influence ran deep and wide. He earned Grammy attention and fans across every genre. And then came Real American, Hulk Hogan's powerful entrance theme. An anthem of strength and identity, it became part of pop culture history. Whether on wrestling stages and rock concerts or blasting through speakers, Derrick's music commanded attention. Offstage, Rick was known for his warmth, resilience, and passion for his craft. Friends and fellow musicians remember his spark, a generous spirit who lifted others with both music and mentorship. He passed away peacefully at 77, surrounded by love in Ormond Beach, Florida. Though recent health challenges followed an ankle bypass, his spirit never wavered. His wife, Jenda, and longtime friend Tony Wilson stayed close as he said goodbye. Tony Wilson shared, "Rick's legacy extends beyond his music. He entertained with unmatched energy and a soul full of song. Rock has lost one of its true originals, but Rick Derringer's music still roars. It still moves. It still inspires." Tributes to Rick Derringer. Number 8. Anak, Kailan Ka Magbabago? With just one line, Freddy Aguilar captured the heart of a nation and the ear of the world. His masterpiece Anak transcended borders, selling over 33 million copies and echoing in more than 20 languages. It became more than a song. It became a mirror of family, culture, and regret that resonated with generations. Freddy, who passed away at 72 due to multiple organ failure, leaves behind a legacy that reshaped Filipino music and culture. Born in a small town in Isabela, he started writing songs as a teen and took his first stage at the Hobbit House in Manila in the early 70s. He brought together folk and rock with a distinctly Filipino soul. He wasn't just a music icon, he was the voice of the people. Through powerful songs like Bayan Ko and Katarungan, Freddy gave voice to the unheard during some of the Philippines' most turbulent times. His work inspired courage during the People Power Revolution and shined a light on injustice, poverty, and the hopes of the working class. Throughout his 5-decade career, he released dozens of albums, earned multiple awards, and was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award. But awards felt secondary to his heart's mission, sharing truth through music. Beyond the stage, Freddy served the country as a public official, appointed to lead cultural efforts and arts advocacy in institutions like the National Commission for Culture and the Arts. He also opened Ka Freddy's, a restabar where fans could enjoy good food and even better stories. Family and music were always close to him. His daughter Megan followed in his musical footsteps, and he remained active in the arts till the very end. Fellow musicians and public figures now mourn a friend, a mentor, and a symbol of cultural pride. Freddy always sang what the soul of the nation wanted to say. Fellow artist Ryan Cayabyab shared in a heartfelt message, "Though he is gone, his songs will continue to speak for those who cannot." And in every chorus of Anak, Freddy still sings with us. Tributes to Freddy Aguilar. Number 7. Sometimes stories find you. Presley Chuayag once said, "You don't choose them, they choose you." That line echoed the way he lived his life, embracing roles that gave voice to struggle, hope, and redemption. The world first discovered Presley through his unforgettable performance in Tsotsi. As a troubled young man seeking redemption in the townships of South Africa, he captured hearts around the globe. That role earned the film an Academy Award and brought a new light to African cinema. It was more than a breakout moment. It was a spark in global storytelling. At just 40, Presley has left us far too soon. His passing, due to natural causes, has sent shockwaves through the arts community and beyond. Born in Mafikeng, he found his way into drama at just 10 years old through the Mabana Arts Foundation. It wasn't long before his talent outshone the small stages he began on. With quiet power and moving honesty, he went on to star in Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom, More Than Just a Game, State of Violence, and the beloved TV series, The River. He was admired, not only for his roles but for the man he was behind the scenes. Fluent in Setswana, grounded in his culture, and committed to authenticity, Presley brought dignity to every character. He wasn't just acting, he was telling the stories of real people. On stage, he moved audiences with performances like his portrayal of Solomon Mahlangu, bringing South African history to life with heart and purpose. Off stage, he mentored young actors and supported youth theater, believing deeply in the power of art to heal and uplift. His colleagues remember him with love and respect. The Mlasa agency called him a powerful and authentic voice in African cinema. Fans across the world have filled social media with gratitude, memories, and grief. Presley is survived by his mother, who named him after Elvis Presley, a name that, fittingly, now belongs to two icons, each beloved in their own way. Though he is gone, the spirit of his work continues. Through the roles he embodied and the lives he touched, Presley Chuayag's voice will carry on. Tributes to Presley Chuayag. Number 6. It was always a joy to work with him. Cho Jung Wu brought quiet strength to every role, a colleague once said. Those words now echo with deep emotion as we remember a cherished figure in Korean entertainment. Cho Jung Wu passed away at the age of 68, leaving behind nearly 5 decades of unforgettable performances. He died peacefully, though the exact cause has not been disclosed. His agency expressed gratitude for the overwhelming love from fans during this difficult time. Beginning his journey in 1975 on the stage, Choi quickly proved his talent. His career expanded into TV and film, where he became a trusted presence in supporting roles. From thrillers to romantic dramas, he left an impact in every genre. Audiences remember him best from standout dramas like City Hunter, Dr. Stranger, and The Legend of the Blue Sea. His talent also lit up movies such as The Chaser and Lady Vengeance. With each role, he brought depth, honesty, and a quiet intensity that made viewers care deeply. Choi's face may not always have been the lead, but his performances were unforgettable. He made every scene feel grounded and true. His role in God's Quiz and shows like Brilliant Legacy and Master's Son further showcased his range. He worked tirelessly, staying active in recent years with roles in series like Sisyphus the Myth. Beyond his achievements on screen, Choi was known for his humility, warmth, and dedication to his craft. He supported younger actors and brought kindness to every set he walked on. Following his passing, condolences poured in from fans and celebrities. Yoo Yeon-seok and IU were among those who paid tribute, recognizing the deep respect he held in the industry. His funeral will be held at the Gimpo Wori Hospital Funeral Home. The procession is planned for May 29th. Cho Jung Woo's legacy will live on through the roles he embraced and the stories he helped tell. He shaped the landscape of Korean drama and film with grace and quiet brilliance. Tributes to Cho Jung Wu. Number 5. Some artists make their mark by following the rules. Michael didn't know there were rules, once said a former student. That truth followed Michael Romer his entire life. He passed away peacefully at the age of 97, leaving behind a legacy as one of the most original voices in American independent cinema. Born in Berlin, Michael fled Nazi Germany on the Kindertransport as a young boy. After years in England, He made his way to the United States, earned a place at Harvard, and started making films. His first feature-length student film was a success that hinted at the path he would walk, one not guided by trends, but by deep personal stories. His most acclaimed work, Nothing But a Man, broke ground with its honest portrayal of African-American life. Winning awards at Venice, it stood apart for its quiet dignity and emotional power. Michael didn't share the background of the characters, but he understood struggle, and brought that insight to the screen. Throughout his career, he stayed true to his vision, even when it meant decades in obscurity. The plot against Harry sat unseen for years until a chance screening revealed its brilliance. Audiences laughed, critics praised it, and it became another unlikely success in his collection. Romer also made his mark as a beloved teacher. For over 50 years at Yale, he mentored countless young filmmakers with intensity and warmth, always encouraging, never pandering. He was a guide for those who wanted to craft their own voice, not copy someone else's. He continued to write, to question, to create, long past when many would have stopped. From experimental works to poignant documentaries like Dying, he never shied away from human complexity. His films were never mainstream, and he knew it. But he didn't care. They get good reviews and, usually make their money back, he'd say with a dry smile. But it takes a long time. Michael Romer died of natural causes, after a long life lived with courage, curiosity, and compassion. A life that took him from war-torn Europe to cinematic history. He may not have been famous in the traditional sense, but for those who saw his films, learned from him, or knew his story, Michael Romer changed the way we see the world. Tributes to Michael Romer. Number 4. There is no such thing as objective history, Marcel Oels once said. There are only questions. His life was a testament to that belief. Marcel Oels, the bold and compassionate filmmaker who redefined the art of the documentary, has passed away at his home in southwestern France. He was 97. His grandson confirmed he died peacefully, leaving behind decades of work that forever changed how we confront the past. Born in Frankfurt, Marcel survived a life interrupted by war and exile. Fleeing Nazi Germany with his Jewish family, he found both refugee and inspiration in Hollywood. Later returning to France, he first worked in fiction, collaborating on major films and directing comedies. But it was the raw honesty of truth that would become his trademark. His groundbreaking documentary, The Sorrow and the Pity, unearthed a side of World War II many in France hoped to forget. Through candid interviews and patient storytelling, he dismantled comforting myths and challenged a nation to examine itself. The film's banning from television for over a decade was proof of its power. Oels didn't stop there. The Memory of Justice and his Oscar-winning Hotel Terminus drew haunting connections between past atrocities and present-day responsibilities. His work was intelligent, audacious, and deeply human. He was never afraid to ask uncomfortable questions. Even in later years, he remained sharp and driven. His final film, Ain't Misbehavin', explored memory with both warmth and fire. At the time of his passing, he was working on another bold project, one that promised to tie together past and present struggles with his usual clarity and courage. Marcel Oels is remembered not only for his films, but for his spirit. Colleague and director Werner Herzog once said, "Marcel taught us that truth is messy, but essential. His presence, both gentle and fierce, will be missed. He is survived by his 3 daughters, 3 grandchildren, and the many lives he touched around the world. His legacy is lasting, etched into cinema and the conscience of those who value truth." Tributes to Marcel Oels. Number 3. She brought deep insight and experience to her teaching and research, and she will be remembered with great respect and appreciation by all who had the privilege to know and work with her. These were the words of Ford School Dean Celeste Watkins Hayes, paying tribute to the remarkable Marina von Neumann Wittmann, a true pioneer in economics, business, and public service. Marina passed away peacefully at the age of 90. While the cause of her passing was age-related complications, her impact remains vivid and lasting. A brilliant voice in economic policy and corporate leadership, Marina shattered barriers across fields where women were once seldom seen. At just 36, she became the youngest person, and the first woman, appointed to the President's Council of Economic Advisors. She later rose to the highest ranks at General Motors, guiding public affairs with sharp intellect and a steady hand. Beyond government and industry, she became a beloved professor, mentoring generations of students at the University of Michigan. Her teachings on international trade and corporate responsibility reshaped classrooms and minds for decades. Books like New World, New Rules, and her memoir, The Martian's Daughter, shared powerful reflections on her life and the evolving role of women in society. Always guided by principle, Marina challenged norms with grace, strength, and quiet determination. She was also fearless in her support of others. Whether in a boardroom or a classroom, she made space for young voices, especially women eager to lead where few had before. Marina's achievements earned her a place in the American Academy of Arts and Sciences and honorary degrees from more than 20 institutions. Yet she remained grounded, deeply devoted to family, and especially proud of her children and grandchildren. Her daughter Laura, a respected physician, passed 2 years before her. Marina is survived by her son, grandchildren, and extended family. Through decades of service, scholarship, and leadership, Marina von Neumann Wittmann inspired change not only with bold decisions, but with kindness and conviction. Her story will continue to echo in the halls of academia, government, and boardrooms around the world. Tributes to Marina von Neumann Wittmann. Number 2, he's given a great many disenfranchised people an outlet through his writing, and in his own way he's made history. Those were the words of former Texas Governor Ann Richards about Ronnie Duggar. Words that sum up the life of a man who stood firm when silence was easier. Ronnie Duggar passed away peacefully at 95. A long illness marked the final chapter of his life, but his voice never wavered. Known for founding the Texas Observer, Duggar sparked a movement in journalism. While others looked away, he looked closer. His reporting pulled back the curtain on Texas politics, racial injustice, and systemic power, challenging the status quo with every word. His coverage often asked hard questions before anyone else dared. Whether documenting the death of a young black sharecropper caught in a broken justice system or investigating racial violence that others ignored, Duggar gave voice to the unheard and exposed truths that demanded attention. Under his leadership, the Texas Observer wasn't just a magazine, it was a force. It shaped generations of writers like Molly Ivins, Jim Hightower, and Lawrence Goodwin. Duggar's fearless voice helped mold Texas journalism into something more honest, more probing, and more compassionate. He also lent his courage to politics. From campaigning against corrupted powers in the 1950s to co-founding a grassroots populist movement in the 1990s, he believed in civic action as much as he did in storytelling. His work reached beyond Texas. National publications welcomed his investigative mind and moral clarity. He took on subjects from capital punishment to the threat of nuclear war, always asking if we, as a people, could be better. In later years, he returned to Austin with the same fire in his writing. Though slowed by time, he never stopped asking the hard questions. Ronnie Duggar left behind more than words. He left a roadmap for fearless journalism and a call to never look away. His legacy, much like his voice, will continue through every story that speaks truth to power. Tributes to Ronnie Duggar. What's trending on the internet? News 1. In a heartbreaking announcement, the husband of Today's Show co-host Cho Jones has passed away after battling an aggressive form of brain cancer. Uche died at the age of 45 from glioblastoma, as announced on the May 23 broadcast of the NBC morning show. Chanel and Uche were married for almost 18 years after meeting as students at Northwestern University in Chicago during the 1990s. In a touching story Chanel once shared, she pretended to be a campus tour guide when she spotted Uche, who was visiting as a high school senior at the time. "I told him I would take him around because he was cute," she had revealed in a 2024 interview. The couple shared 3 children together, 15-year-old son Cain and 12-year-old fraternal twins Clara and Uche. Today's Show co-host Savannah Guthrie delivered the news with her colleagues surrounding her in support, describing OJ as an incredible person who brought life, warmth and joy to every room. Fellow host Craig Melvin remembered OJ as a devoted father who was on the sidelines at every soccer game and at all the concerts and recitals. Chanel had been absent from the Today Show since mid-December to deal with what she had described as a family health matter. Following the announcement, she posted a photo of her husband along with a simple message of gratitude for the love and support they had received. Uche OJ will be remembered for his joyful spirit, quiet strength, and devotion to his family, faith, and Nigerian heritage, a legacy of love that will continue to inspire all who knew him. News 2. Let's take a moment to reflect on the remarkable life of Phil Robertson, the beloved patriarch behind Duck Dynasty, who has passed away at the age of 79. Born and raised in Vivian, Louisiana, Phil was best known as the founder of Duck Commander and, of course, as the bearded family man who welcomed millions of viewers into his home on A&E's wildly popular series. Phil's journey was truly inspiring. He turned his passion for hunting into a thriving family business, creating the now iconic duck call back in the 1970s. What started in a humble shed soon grew into an American household name, one that brought laughter, faith, and plenty of duck calls to audiences everywhere. His family, including sons Jason, Willie, and his loving wife Kay, have shared how much he meant to them and how deeply he'll be missed. Diagnosed with Alzheimer's last year, Phil spent his final months surrounded by loved ones, reminding all of us about the importance of family, faith, and living with a grateful heart. Phil Robertson leaves behind a lasting legacy, one rooted in devotion to God, deep family bonds, and a true appreciation for life's simple joys. Though he may be gone, his spirit and the lessons he taught will continue to inspire generations of fans and families across the country. News 3. Beloved Harry Potter star Miriam Margolas has shared a candid update about her health, revealing she doesn't believe she has long to live. The 84-year-old actress, known to fans worldwide as Professor Sprout in the Magical franchise, opened up about her mortality in a recent interview with The Times. "When you know that you haven't got long to live, and I'm probably going to die within the next 5 or 6 years, if not before, I'm loath to leave behind performing," Margolas explained, adding that performing brings her tremendous joy despite her health challenges. The British actress, who also appeared in Call the Midwife, has been facing several health issues. In 2023, she underwent a procedure to replace her aortic valve with a cow's valve. She has also been managing spinal stenosis, arthritis, and rheumatism, which have affected her mobility. Margolas is now registered as disabled and uses walking sticks, a walker, and recently acquired a mobility scooter. Despite these challenges, Margolas maintains her characteristic humor and frankness. She expressed concern about eventually needing caregivers and wanting to ensure they're properly paid. Her candor about aging and mortality reflects the same straightforward spirit that has endeared her to fans throughout her long career. Throughout her difficulties, Margolas continues to embrace life with remarkable resilience. "I'm certainly not over, and I won't be bullied by death," she declared. "The trick is not to let it crowd out the joy." Her determination to find happiness amid health struggles serves as an inspiration to fans of all ages who have appreciated her contributions to film and television over the decades. News 4. A tragic incident on Grapevine Lake in Texas has led to an arrest after an 18-year-old Air Force hopeful lost her life over Memorial Day weekend. Ava Moore was kayaking on Sunday, May 25th, when she was struck by a jet ski that fled the scene. Texas authorities announced today that Dikerlin Alejandra Gonzalez has been arrested in connection with the fatal hit-and-run. According to investigators, Gonzalez was operating the jet ski when it struck Moore, causing fatal head trauma. While a female passenger remained at the scene to speak with first responders, Gonzalez allegedly fled with an adult male. Moore, who was on break from the United States Air Force Academy Preparatory School, was visiting her parents in North Texas. Her basketball coach described her as a bright star who had dreams of becoming a four-star general and was scheduled to begin basic military training within weeks. The Moore family released a statement saying, "We are grieving the loss of our daughter at this time. Our prayers are also with the young ladies involved along with their families." Ava's legacy will live on through the memories of those who knew her as a dedicated student and athlete whose positive influence made everyone around her better. The community continues to honor her promising life that was tragically cut short. News 5. The world of classic comedy just lost a special connection to its golden age. Marilyn Howard Elman, the youngest daughter of beloved Three Stooges star Curly Howard, passed away on May 6, 2025 in Simi Valley at the age of 86. She died of heart failure, according to her son Bradley Server. Born on December 18, 1938, Marilyn was one of the last remaining children of the original Stooges, serving as a living link to the comedy trio that brought laughter to millions across generations. As Curly's daughter, she helped preserve her father's legacy long after his own passing. Fans of the Three Stooges have been sharing memories and condolences online, with many noting how Marilyn graciously represented her father's comedic heritage throughout her life. Her son continues this tradition through social media as Curly's grandson. Marilyn will be remembered fondly by comedy historians, Stooges enthusiasts, and most importantly, by the family who loved her. Her life celebrated the enduring impact of laughter across generations. Number 1. They say true speed can't be taught. It's natural, like heart. Horus had both in abundance. Horus Speed, whose name reflected his game, left behind a legacy built on grit, grace, and lightning-fast strides. He passed away peacefully at 72, leaving behind a baseball world better for having known him. Beginning his major league journey as a pinch runner for the San Francisco Giants, Horus turned heads with his game-changing pace. It wasn't long before his talents led him to the Cleveland Indians, where he had his most active season, playing 70 games and carving a spot in the hearts of fans. Though his time in the majors lasted just 3 seasons, his presence left a lasting impression. He wasn't known for chasing headlines, but rather for chasing down pop flies in the outfield and seizing every opportunity with quiet determination. Coaches valued his discipline. Teammates admired his teamwork. Young players looked up to him, not just for what he did, but how he did it, with dignity, effort, and love for the game. Off the field, Horus continued to inspire. He spent time mentoring young athletes, sharing the knowledge and work ethic that fueled his own career. A true team player to the end, Horus's impact reached far beyond the stadium lights. News of his passing brought an outpouring of love from former teammates, friends, and fans. A longtime coach who knew him best said, "Horus always brought energy without needing attention. He wasn't just fast. He made others want to keep up, be better." In the hearts of the baseball community, and particularly in the youth leagues he supported, his legacy runs deep. Horus may have retired from the game, but in so many ways he never stopped playing. His memory lives on in each player he lifted up, and every fan who cheered him on. Though details around his passing have been kept private, his life remains a public tribute to discipline, humility, and love, for baseball and for people. Tributes to Horus Speed. Leadership is not a title. It's about impact, influence, and inspiration.